Hello everyone and welcome to another Total Drama World Tour What If. Today we're going to be doing What If Ella was in World Tour. Okay, let's get straight into it. The teams, they're based on the fact that with Ella joining, I think she would go into Team Amazon because she would be like intrigued with the scarab beetles she finds, trying to, talk to them, but it doesn't really work. And she ends up being one of the last people to make it onto the finish line, meaning she's in Team Amazon. This then means that since Sierra was in Team Chris in the original, and because Amazon were the last one, they get to be the only team of 5 because they were the last people to make it, meaning that Cody, who was the second person to finish out of him and Sierra, is now also on Team Chris, meaning Sierra won't want to switch with Izzy anymore, meaning that these are the teams. Okay, let's get straight into it then. Obviously, from episode 2, Team Victory still struggled to find the mat and most likely still lose the challenge. But I do want to quickly add that while Izzy's trying to talk to the camel and direct them wherever, Ella actually overrules what Izzy is saying and then gets them to the finish line even quicker than before they were, meaning they definitely win this challenge. Either way, though, Team Victory will still lose this, and Ezekiel will still lose the stick, and Ezekiel will still lose the challenge. So Ezekiel voted out. Episode 3, Making a Film. Now, with all the squabbling going on in this team, Amazon, with these 3 squabbling, I think Izzy would be doing her own thing. It's kind of up for Ella to try get everyone together. But I don't know if she's able to do that. I think she goes ahead and makes a film by herself because the rest of them are still squabbling, even though she's trying to stop it. I think she makes one by herself, and I honestly don't think it's good. I think it's like really corny and cheesy, and Chef doesn't like it at all. I mean that Team Amazon actually lose this challenge somehow after Team Victory's pretty terrible, film. But they get away with it, and so Team Amazon go to elimination. Obviously, with all the squabbling on this team, even though Izzy's kind of crazy, they don't even vote for Izzy and Ella. Obviously, because of Dramarama, it's confirmed that these 2 are cousins. I don't watch Dramarama, but someone said that who I suggested this idea to me, and so these 2 have a bond. That means they won't want to vote for each other, meaning that it's kind of probably be Heather or Courtney. I think most likely it's going to be Heather. Gwen doesn't like Heather. Courtney doesn't like Heather. Gwen tells Ella to vote for Heather. She will do so. Heather is eliminated with 3 of the votes, no matter what her and Izzy do. Okay, episode 4. This is where Bridget gets stuck to a pole. That will still happen here. Alejandro will still get Bridget stuck onto the pole, especially with the numbers advantage she has on his team. Bridget will then still be the only one not to make it to the finish line for their team, costing Team Victory the challenge. So I think here with Harold here, he's definitely with Lashana, and I think DJ didn't want to get eliminated at this point, so also votes for Bridget. Lindsay, she can do whatever, same with Bridget, but Bridget is eliminated. Okay, so that's the first couple of episodes down. We go through the non-elimination in New York, and we go past the aftermath, and we get to Slap Slap Revolution. Okay, so here, I don't think Lashana is as persuaded by Alejandro as she is in the original, because Harold is here keeping her kind of stable. For that fact, I feel like she isn't going to be seizing the day bar Alejandro's words, and she actually stays on her platform and fights. Without Heather being here, I think obviously one of the Amazon members have to take her place. I'm going to say that member is Courtney. So we've got then Alejandro and Sierra obviously are now on the same team, meaning we also need another Amazon representative, and I'm going to give that to Izzy. So we now have Lashana versus Courtney and Izzy versus Alejandro. So here I think that Courtney and Lashana put up a fair fight against each other, but I think surprisingly Alejandro, who wasn't expecting Izzy's crazy movements, actually gets knocked off first just due to like Izzy doing like a backflip and kicking him off like donkey kick style or something, and Alejandro was the first off, meaning Team Chris go to elimination. Okay, so in the Team Chris elimination ceremony, Alejandro targets are Noah, Owen, and Sierra. He knows that Cody and Tyler are loyal to him. Cody will be loyal if he votes out Sierra. He just doesn't like Owen, At this point, there's not much to say anything about Noah, saying the fact he's the smartest member, so Noah's probably safe for now. So it's kind of between Owen and Sierra. I think here, Alejandro knows he needs to put the team in front of himself and decides he wants to prioritize Cody's trust by voting for Sierra to get Cody close to him. So he votes for Sierra with Cody, and I think he gets Tyler to do it too. Probably able to even get Owen and Noah to do it as well, and so Sierra is eliminated. Obviously, episode 8, non-elimination. We go to episode 9 in Paris. Lindsay is able to do this challenge really well for Team Victory, but with DJ's animal curse still happening, I think that he still breaks the statue, causing Team Victory to still lose the challenge, because I don't feel like, even with Izzy now on this team and Ella on this team, I think they're still able to finish the statue with Team Amazon and definitely Team Chris, seeing the fact it's pretty much the same team plus Cody instead of Izzy, and I think that's probably a positive. And so yeah, Team Victory still lose this challenge, and DJ gets voted out this time because it's obviously not a two-person challenge. He can vote for himself. Lashana will vote for him. Harold will vote for him. Lindsay might vote for someone random, but probably votes for him as well. So DJ is eliminated. Okay, so non-elimination here. We then have episode 11, Jamaica. Here, even though they're not on the same team, Izzy is still going to take Owen and jump on the plane, causing Izzy to still get eliminated. So she is gone. In the tobogganing section, I think that Team Amazon, although only on 3 members, are able to win this challenge. Alejandro could sabotage the challenge, but saying the fact his team has 5 to the others' 3s, I think he's actually okay with going to elimination and picking off Owen, or possibly now, and so he doesn't do anything and kind of hopes his team loses. I think that LaShawn and Harold are probably able to single-handedly keep Team Victory from not losing here. Lindsay obviously not doing great, but enough to keep them from not coming last. So Team Chris go to elimination here, and it's pretty obvious that it's going to be Owen. Alejandro gets Cody and Tyler, who, although like Owen, know that they need to get rid of him. Choose Alejandro's words. No one Owen will probably vote for someone random, maybe Cody, but Owen is still eliminated here. That's the first time I've ever seen the 2 of them get eliminated in the same episode. Alright, episode 13, we've got Icy London. Now, with Courtney and Gwen still being here and Ella being here too, that means Duncan is still found and Duncan is still returning to the game. So I'm going to go get Duncan quickly. There we go. I'll drag him up to episode 13. So these guys definitely win. So Team Amazon are safe. Here, Alejandro again gets captured at the start. Cody, Tyler, and Noah. I think that Tyler still goes on the stretcher and they still forget about him, so it's just Cody and Noah. I don't think that the 2 of them are actually, because Owen helps find the clue to get to the bus, so I don't even think that they get Jack the Ripper, and I feel like Team Victory actually get Jack the Ripper with Harold's knowledge of London and obviously Scotland Yard and Jack the Ripper helping them win. And so Team Chris are going to another elimination, but that does mean they get Duncan. So obviously here, I think although Noah doesn't trust Cody, I don't think he actually says anything about Alejandro to him, because he only said that to Owen because he trusted Owen. Because Owen isn't here, that he has no one to really say this to, so he keeps the information to himself, causing him not to be a target. Here, Alejandro, because Noah hasn't done anything to turn on him, kind of still wants to keep Noah around just due to the fact he's smarter than most of the people on this team. So now he has a choice between eliminating Tyler or eliminating Cody, because obviously Duncan is immune. I think he wants to actually get rid of Tyler just due to the fact that Tyler seems to be worse at challenges even though he's a jock. And so Alejandro sees this, and although Tyler is loyal, Cody's probably more loyal after what Alejandro did with Sierra, causing Alejandro to vote for Tyler with Cody. No one goes along with it, and Duncan, I don't know what he'll do, but it doesn't matter. Okay, there we go. So episode 14, I actually need an elimination here because we have one extra person, so this is an elimination challenge now. With this, I feel like Harold and Lashana both get medals for Team Victory, so I think they'll be fine. Alejandro has no reason to show off against Heather because Heather was eliminated really early on, so he wins a medal. Duncan and Gwen still kiss, and so Gwen gets that medal, and I feel like, yeah, I feel like Noah probably wins a challenge against Ella, maybe, and so Team Amazon are going to elimination. Courtney obviously is extremely annoyed. Obviously, she doesn't actually know about the kiss happening, and so she has no reason to be angry, but she kind of knows that she's eliminated, saying the fact that these two are cousins, meaning they won't vote for each other, so she's kind of screwed. And so, yeah, Courtney knows she's done, she is done, and she is voted out. Okay, episode 15, The X-Files. Without there being a Tyler to screw the challenge over Team Chris, I think they are definitely going to make it. I also do think that Team Amazon will also be able to make it past here, and I think that Team Victory will be the team going to elimination, mostly due to Lindsay kind of copying what Tyler did and also destroying the artifact for her team. So here, again, Lindsay doesn't have any hope of surviving. Lashana and Harold are a very tight alliance, and that will be even exemplified by the fact they've made it so far together this season, and so Lindsay is eliminated. Okay, episode 16, last elimination before the merge. I think that here it's most likely going to be Team Chris going to elimination, because I feel like Lashana and Harold would be able to get there pretty quickly, and with Ella being able to talk to animals, the emus wouldn't be a problem, and they get there really quickly, as well as the sheep and the coyote, so Amazon are definitely safe here. I also, as I've just said, Team Victory are probably fine, so Team Chris elimination. So even though Noah hasn't said anything to anyone about what he thinks about Alejandro, he'd actually probably say this to Duncan at this point. Duncan, although he believes that this is true, knows that he kind of wants to work with Alejandro for a little bit and just to take out other people. So I think he actually, for now, even though it's a kind of dumb move, tells Alejandro that Noah was saying this, and Noah is now Alejandro's target. Cody is fine with that. Duncan goes along with it, and Noah is eliminated just before the merge. Okay, so there we go. That is the pre-merge finished. We are now into the merge with a lot of changes, actually. Well, actually, not that many. Team Chris all made it to the merge, but we now have pretty much half new, half old. New arrivals being Harold, Lashana, Gwen, and obviously Ella, because she wasn't even in the season, but you know. So, episode 19, we're going to do the boy-girl thing. It's just going to be the first boy and first girl there is. And so that would then be, if we can move it, there we go. Yeah, so pretty much it. Blaney and Harold, Lashana and Alejandro, Cody and Gwen, and Duncan and Ella, with the boys holding the girls. This kind of, I would say, pulls out Harold and Blaney from winning. Cody and Gwen, so it's Duncan and Ella, and Alejandro and Lashana. I think Duncan gets frustrated with Ella, even though they're cousins. So he pretty much gets super annoyed, and it makes him lose his balance, even though he was also annoyed with Courtney and he still won. But he loses his balance and he falls, meaning that Alejandro and Lashana win the challenge. This kind of makes Alejandro work a bit better on Lashana, but I think she's still grounded with Harold, so nothing really comes of this. Okay, so alliances. Gwen and Duncan are here. Duncan and Harold kind of bonded in action near the end. Lashana and Gwen also are friends, so I think these four form an alliance, with Ella also being in there as Gwen's cousin. This leaves Alejandro. Cody also wants to get in on this, but this leaves pretty much Alejandro and Blaney on the outs. Alejandro, obviously strategically savvy, is trying to get at anyone he can, so he's kind of got Cody at the moment, although Cody wants to work with Gwen. Although the kiss hasn't been, found out. I think at this point, without Courtney, they actually just tell people, or maybe not tell people, but they are more obvious, meaning that it is found out that these two kissed and are now dating. This infuriates Cody, making Cody want to get rid of Duncan. Alejandro uses this as a way to get Duncan eliminated. He goes to Harold and tries to really rile up everything Duncan ever did to him in the first 2 seasons to really get him annoyed at Duncan. Same with Lashana, using everything he did to Harold, which also seemed to annoy her. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4 votes onto Duncan. That is half. I feel like everyone, Blaney, she's kind of on her own world. She might not vote for Duncan, but she's not going to be voting for these guys as targets. So Duncan is eliminated. Okay, so now this is kind of a 5 that has been made. Although it's good Alejandro got rid of Duncan, it is bad for him on now the fact that he's kind of even further out than he was before. Okay, so for the eating part of the challenge, Ella has no shot. Gwen, maybe. Lashana makes it far. Alejandro goes out early. Cody goes out early. So I think the final 3 are going to be these 3. Blaney's cheating, and I think Gwen probably catches this. And so Blaney then has to swap with someone, and I think that person is going to probably be, I'm going to say it's going to be Lashana, I think, because she was probably the best at the eating challenge in the first place, so it's kind of fair enough that she actually gets the win. And so in the double elimination, Alejandro realizes that there's a couple of duos going on here. We've got Gwen insulated in a duo of Cody and Ella. We've got Lashana and Harold, and we've got Blaney on his own, which I think by this point he's gotten Blaney on his side. So Alejandro knows he needs to break up both of these groups and knows he needs to take a shot at Gwen. So he goes to Lashana and Harold and convinces them to vote for Gwen. And I think this is going to happen. Then, so these 2 get a vote on Gwen. So that's 2 votes on Gwen because he explains to them that, oh, well, Gwen is in the power position. She has a big alliance. She's probably going to make it far. They're like, oh, that's true. Probably Harold convincing Lashana, and they vote for Gwen. That's 2 on Gwen. I think he also convinces Blaney to vote for Gwen. So that is now 3 votes onto Gwen. So then he tells this 3 that they need to split up the duo of Harold and Lashana. I think they also consider this fact and decide they want to vote for, which ones? Well, obviously with Lashana winning immunity, they must vote for Harold. Here, that's 3 votes. Alejandro can do whatever he wants, so he decides he's actually just going to throw a vote on a random person to get no blood in his hand, so he actually votes for Cody, let's say, just randomly. And so that then means Harold and Gwen are eliminated. Episode 21. Obviously here I think Alejandro still wins immunity. He's still able to get everyone to pretty much, well, yeah, he steals the triumph balls and he definitely captures Zeke, so he has won immunity here. It'd be close between him and Lashana, but I don't see Lashana pulling it out. At this point, now, there's not really any duos. I think Alejandro is now kind of threatened by Ella just due to the fact she can speak to animals. Sadly, that doesn't work on Zeke, so she doesn't win the challenge. But she is a big threat in Alejandro's eyes. And so he then tells Blaney that he wants to vote for Ella, and I think she's okay with this because I think Ella has been getting on her nerves, definitely. Then I think Lashana is also kind of now getting close to Alejandro without Harold, making him have an alliance of these 3. They all 3 vote for Ella because I think Lashana would also be getting annoyed with her, and Ella is eliminated. So in the what if, Ella comes 5th. Episode 23, I think here that Lashana probably makes the best one and gets the biggest tools. I think that Alejandro comes 2nd, and then Blaney and Cody get the lower ones. I think here that Lashana is actually going to win immunity, and so she's now safe. At this point, I think she realizes that she fell for Alejandro's trick in the previous episode, but kind of wants to keep him around nonetheless because Alejandro trusts her. And so, because of that, I think she wants to get rid of Blaney because she doesn't like Blaney and her attitude, similar with Heather, and so she wants to get rid of him. So she talks to Cody, and I think Cody's okay with this too, and the 2 both vote for Blaney. Alejandro's actually probably unaware of this and votes with Blaney for going to be Cody, but if it's like anything to do with what they're doing in this challenge, I think it's honestly even, as they're both pretty weak, and I think Cody manages to pull it out. Okay, so without the plane blowing up, they're obviously just going to make it there originally on the plane. And so I'm going to do it like I do in the original. It's a duel, just like Cody and Alejandro have to go through in their original. So instead of a 1v1, it's a 1v1v1. All 3 of them are on the platform. First one eliminated is out. I think here, most likely, it's Cody eliminated because Lashana is pretty strong, same with Alejandro. And I think for that reason, Cody stands no chance and he is eliminated. Okay, so we go to episode 26, and Lashana kind of reveals to Alejandro that she actually knows what he's been doing, and he's kind of shocked by this, but he says it doesn't matter anymore because he's going to win. I think this is most likely not going to happen. Lashana actually gets the win somehow through like feeling revenge. She wants to avenge Harold especially, but even all of her friends, like even Gwen. And so she wins the season. Alejandro comes in second. Okay, well, that was actually really fun to record. Thank you all so much for watching this. If anyone has any video ideas, feel free to let me know in the comments, because this idea was a suggestion on one of my previous videos. I'm going to thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to quickly read out the elimination order, but I'll see you all later. Okay, Ezekiel, episode 2 stays the same. Heather, Bridget stays the same. Episode 7, Sierra. Episode 9, DJ. Episode 11, Izzy stays the same, then Owen. Episode 13, Tyler. Episode 14, Courtney. Episode 15, Lindsay. Episode 16, Noah. Merge. Episode 19, Duncan. Episode 20, Double Elimination, Gwen and Harold. Episode 21, Ella. Episode 23, Blaney. Episode 25, Cody. Alejandro second, and Lashana first. Okay, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.